Are you an adventurous eater? We are. Trying new and exotic foods is one of the things we look forward to most on trips. There's no shortage of exotic food in the Philippines, and I'm not talking about your mama's adobo either. We're talking about straight-up jungle eats. Bugs, guts, blood, brains, you name it, they eat it. Here are 15 of the weirdest Filipino foods you can dare to try. Let's kick this list off with a bang. We're talking balut, baby. This is the OG of Filipino weird food. It's a fertilized duck egg. You eat it straight from the shell, bones and all. I'm talking feathers, beak, little ducky feet. You crack that shell open, slurp down that broth, and then boom, you're chewing on a duck embryo. It's chewy, it's crunchy, it's got a real unique flavor. You can find street vendors selling Baloo all over the Philippines. Just listen for the call. Balut! You know you want to try it. Alright, you made it past the balut. Now let's get down and dirty with some dinuguan. This stuff is hardcore. Imagine a rich, dark stew simmering away, and the main ingredient? Pork blood. Yeah, you heard me right. We're talking about pig's blood. The blood gives the stew this incredible richness and depth of flavor. It's savory, it's tangy, it's got a little bit of spice to it. They usually cook it with pork meat, garlic, chili peppers, and vinegar. This is Filipino comfort food at its finest. Alright folks, let's talk about something crispy, something crunchy, something that looks like a flower but will blow your mind. Chicharon bulaklak. It's made from pig mesentery. They take this mesentery and they deep fry it to crispy perfection. And when I say crispy, I mean it's got this incredible crunch that'll make your ears ring. They call it bulaklak because when it's fried it kinda blooms up like a flower. It's the perfect beer snack, man. Chapter 4. Adobong Kamaru. We're about to dive into a dish that's not for the faint of heart. I'm talking about mole crickets, people. Filipinos take those bad boys, cook them up adobo style, and chow down. It's all about that tangy, savory flavor thanks to the vinegar, garlic, onions, chili peppers, and tomatoes. It might sound crazy, but those crickets soak up all those amazing adobo flavors. Plus, they add a nice little crunch to the dish. Chapter 5. Soup number 5. Alright folks, buckle up because we're about to get real weird real fast. What makes this soup so special, you ask? Well, it's got a little something extra to give you that extra pep in your step. We're talking about bull penis and testicles, people. They usually cook it with ginger, onions, and other spices to kind of mask the, shall we say, earthy flavor of the main ingredients. I'm not sure about all that, but I can tell you it's got a unique flavor. Chapter 6. Tamillok. Hold on to your hats, folks, because we're diving deep into the world of Filipino exotic eats with this one. I'm talking about tamilok, a delicacy that's not for the squeamish. Picture this. You're walking along the beach, and you see these long, slimy creatures wriggling around in the sand. Those, my friends, are tamilok, also known as woodworms or shipworms. These bad boys aren't actually worms at all. They're a type of saltwater clam that burrows into wood. They say it tastes like oysters, but with a slightly sweeter, more woodsy flavor. Alright folks, we're heading up to the mountains of the Philippines, a place where nature's beauty is as rich as its culinary traditions. For our next culinary adventure, we're diving into the world of itag, a traditional delicacy that has been passed down through generations. This isn't just any dish, it's a cultural experience. Imagine this. You're trekking through the Cordillera region, surrounded by lush greenery and towering peaks, and you stumble upon a village where the air is thick with the smell of smoke, a telltale sign that something special is being prepared. That, my friends, is the smell of etog, a type of cured pork that's been aged to perfection. It's a scent that's both inviting and intriguing. The process begins with rubbing the pork with a generous amount of salt, herbs, and spices. This mixture not only preserves the meat but also infuses it with a depth of flavor. Once seasoned, the pork is hung up in their homes or special smokehouses where it undergoes a transformation. The result is a chewy, smoky, intensely flavorful meat. The aging process allows the flavors to meld together, creating a unique taste that's unlike anything you've ever experienced. When you finally get to taste etog, you'll understand why it's a beloved part of Filipino culture. It's more than just food, it's a testament to the rich heritage and traditions of the people who make it. Alright folks, get ready to conquer your fears and expand your palate because we're about to dive into the world of edible insects. Today we're focusing on a unique and fascinating treat that might just surprise you. We're talking about a Filipino delicacy known as ant eggs. Yes, you heard that right. Ant eggs. In the Philippines, ant eggs, or abuos as the locals call them, are considered a seasonal delicacy. These tiny treasures are harvested with care and are highly prized. We're talking about those tiny, pearly white eggs that ants fiercely protect in their colonies. Harvesting them is no easy task, but the reward is worth the effort. These eggs have a slightly tangy, lemony flavor that's often described as being similar to cottage cheese. It's a unique taste that you won't forget. They can be eaten raw, but they're often cooked with garlic, onions, and tomatoes for an extra layer of flavor. This cooking method enhances their natural taste and makes them even more delicious. These little eggs pack a surprising punch of flavor. So, if you're feeling adventurous, why not give ant eggs a try? You might just discover a new favorite dish. Alright folks, we're about to enter the realm of Filipino food that's not for the faint of heart. The easily grossed out, or anyone who's squeamish about their food staring back at them. I'm talking about mascara. A dish that's as in-your-face as it gets. Picture this. You're at a local eatery, and you see a plate with something that looks like it belongs in a horror movie. A whole pig head, eyes staring blankly into the void. The pig's head is first boiled until tender, and then it's deep-fried to crispy perfection. It's crispy on the outside, juicy on the inside, and every bite is an adventure. This dish is not just about the taste, it's about the experience. The preparation of mascara is an art form in itself. The pig's head is meticulously cleaned and seasoned with a blend of spices that give it a unique flavor profile. Once it's boiled, the head is deep-fried until the skin is golden and crispy, creating a contrast with the tender meat inside. The result is a dish that's both visually striking and incredibly delicious. Mascara is often enjoyed with a side of dipping sauce, usually a mix of vinegar, soy sauce, and chili, which adds an extra layer of flavor. So, if you're ever in the Philippines and feeling adventurous, give mascara a try. It's a culinary experience you won't forget. Alright folks, we're about to dive into a dish that's as unique and intriguing as its name suggests. I'm talking about tusla buwa, a Filipino street food that's not for the faint of heart but will have you coming back for more. The star of the show is pork brain, cooked with a medley of flavors. Soy sauce, oil, shrimp paste, and a blend of spices. The ingredients are simmered together until they transform into a thick, bubbly sauce. It's both rich and flavorful. Alright folks, let's talk about a Filipino street food staple that's as ubiquitous as it is delicious. Isaw. We're talking about grilled chicken or pork intestines, seasoned to perfection and skewered for your convenience. You'll find isaw sizzling away on grills all over the Philippines, filling the air with its irresistible aroma. The intestines are cleaned thoroughly, boiled until tender, and then skewered onto bamboo sticks. They're then grilled over charcoal, giving them a smoky char and a satisfyingly chewy texture. Alright folks, we're going deep into the heart of Filipino street food with this one. I'm talking about Betamax, a dish that's as intriguing as its name suggests. Picture this. You're at a bustling market and you see these dark, rectangular cubes skewered on sticks, sizzling away on a grill. That, my friends, is Betamax, a Filipino delicacy that's not for the faint of heart. We're talking about congealed chicken or pork blood, cut into cubes and grilled to perfection. They call it Betamax because, well, the blood cubes kind of resemble those old-school Betamax tapes. Alright folks, get ready for another round of Filipino street food that's as creative as it is delicious. Walkman, imagine this. You're walking down a busy street, and you see these skewers piled high with what looks like ears. That, my friends, is Walkman, a Filipino delicacy that's not for the faint of heart. We're talking about grilled pig ears, seasoned to perfection and skewered for your eating pleasure. It might sound a little out there, but trust me on this one. Alright folks, buckle up because we're about to dive into the world of Filipino food humor with this one. I'm talking about helmet, a dish that's as straightforward as its name suggests. Imagine this. You're at a barbecue joint and you see these skewers piled high with, well, let's just say they look like tiny helmets. That, my friends, is helmet, a Filipino delicacy that's not for the faint of heart. We're talking about grilled chicken heads, seasoned to perfection and skewered for your convenience. Alright folks, we're wrapping up this wild ride through the world of Filipino food with a dish that's as ubiquitous as it is delicious. Adidas. Imagine this. You're at a street food stall and you see these skewers piled high with, well, let's just say they look like tiny feet. That, my friends, is Adidas, a Filipino delicacy that's as creative as it is tasty. We're talking about grilled chicken feet, seasoned to perfection and skewered for your convenience. It might sound a little strange at first, but chicken feet are actually quite popular in many parts of the world. So there you have it, folks. 15 of the weirdest, wildest Filipino foods out there. We've got balut with a side of duck fetus, dinuguan swimming in pig's blood, and chicharon bulaklak deep fried to crispy perfection. All those listed here are weird but super tasty. Truly a must-try. But remember, these dishes are not for the faint of heart. But hey, if you're feeling adventurous, if you want to push your boundaries, then you gotta give these dishes a try. This is Fear Factor Filipino Food Edition. If you like this video, please hit the like, share and subscribe button. Magandang araw po. Maraming salamat.